What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Ray Knight, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And we're still in spooky season. You already know what it is. Comic book characters you may or may not know about. And today we are talking about Jeremiah Whitkins, aka the Crooked Man from Dark Horse Comics. Now, we all know Dark Horse has some characters, okay? A lot of them are very creepy, which justifies the name. So Jeremiah, who again is the Crooked Man, according to legend, he was one of the first settlers in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia. And he actually ended up building his house in an area of the mountains called the Hurricane. And also, he was one of the worst men to ever live in his lifetime. Imagine getting that as a label. So he amassed his fortune by bringing misery and suffering to other people. He stirred up conflicts between the natives, as native tribes, as well as the other settlers who were there. He stirred up conflict with them on purpose. Very aggravating, actually. And also, he sold weapons to both sides during not only the American Revolution, but the Civil War. Imagine running into this man during either one of these wars, and you are on the opposite side, and you're going to him because he has weapons and you need weapons, and you see your enemy standing there just giving him all kinds of coin for all of these weapons, and you're just like, I need weapons too. And y'all just kind of fight on his property. Unhinged. Now, eventually, and rightfully so, Whitkins was hanged for his crimes, and his wealth was dispersed amongst the winds. And his, being how awful he was, his name and memory ended up being a curse for the people who lived in that area and people who came to that area to live as well. Now, he did end up going to hell, and the devil was just like, I don't want you here. I want you to go work. Get out. And he became the devil's soul collector. Imagine being so horrid in your lifetime that when you go to the place you rightfully deserve to be, the person who runs it is like, no. Absolutely not. I actually have something else for you to do so that you are not here. I want you to go collect souls. I don't care how many you collect, what you do to collect them. I just don't want you to be here. That is essentially how this just went. That is essentially how he just became a soul collector, because the devil was like, no, get out. I don't want you to be here. Now, he ended up returning as the Crooked Man, and he decided to team up with a witch named Effie Cole. And they were turning other women into witches and then preying on them when they were at their lowest point, so that when they did eventually die, their souls would be collected. And he ended up collecting the souls in these glass jars, and then the souls ended up taking the form of coins. At the end of this, you will understand where this is going. Now, when he was younger, Tom Farrell was actually seduced by Effie, and she tricked him into making something called a lucky cat's bone. And she did that, or she helped him do that, by using a satanic ritual. And after he had completed the ritual, he was on his way home. And when he was on his way home, he saw the Crooked Man kind of hiding behind a tree on the road. And he ran home in terror, of course, and had vowed never to use the bone that he just created. Now, in 1958, Tom and Hellboy were on their way to a rural church to bury Tom's father, and they were attacked by the Crooked Man's minions, and they ended up running to the church. However, when they got attacked, this convinced Tom that he had inadvertently used the Catbone's power so long ago and basically damned himself, and he was not happy about that. They ended up in the church with Father Watts, and the Crooked Man and Effie had all just like were hovering outside like with a host of witches and other minions, and were like telling Tom that it was time for him to pay his end of the bargain. And it's just like, you hate it for him because he had no idea at the time that he was striking a bargain, if you want to say that. Of course, this was when he was tricked by Effie, and it's bad all around. However, in speaking with Reverend Watts, not Father Watts, but in speaking with Reverend Watts, he was telling him, you did not use it. You may have like created it, but you never used it. And don't let them trick you into thinking that you did, so that you would go out there, and that would be the thing that seals your damnation, is going out there and letting them take you. And so in having this conversation, Reverend Watts then challenges the Crooked Man to come fetch Tom if that's really what he wants, knowing that none of them would be able to cross the threshold of the church. So as daytime came about, Reverend Watts consecrated the cat bone, and he also did the same thing to a shovel, which Hellboy used to beat the absolute shit out of the Crooked Man's human body, which caused Effie and the other witches to flee, and it just completely pulverized, destroyed the Crooked Man's human body, and basically freeing Tom from this deal that he never fully completed. So they actually ended up going to the Crooked Man's house in the hurricane, and he was there in his true demonic form, which is like this twisted crab demon looking creature who is gathering all of the jars full of these gold coins, muttering like, it's mine, it's all mine, like, you know, completely crazy. And Tom threw the consecrated bone at him, and he completely disappeared. It is unknown if he set those souls free, or if they went down to hell with him. He was a demonic soul collector, so that's probably where they went. Either way, the Crooked Man was done at this point. So in appearance, before he died, he was like this tall, slender man with these ugly ass sideburns and one blinded eye. Of course, his smile was super crooked. His body was kind of misshapen, which also appeared crooked, and his personality matched the shape of his body, crooked as fuck. In his powers, though, after he died, he had the power to make deals with people and trick them into his way of thinking, which would then end up with them dying and having made this deal with a demon. They would go to hell, and he would be collecting their soul. He also helped turn women into witches, and he was able to develop these like evil objects. So this character is really, really interesting, and I do like how they took a turn, like a twist on the Crooked Man nursery rhyme by doing it physically. So if you've never heard the Crooked Man nursery rhyme, which unbelievably a lot of people have never heard this nursery rhyme before, and it's very interesting to me that a lot of people haven't. So the Crooked Man nursery rhyme is: there was a crooked man who walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence upon a crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in their crooked little house. Some of it says their little crooked house, whichever. Anyway, so I do love that they took the physical form for him being crooked, like with his smile being crooked and everything. The crooked cat being in the form of the cat's bone, the sixpence being the coins that he collects. I would say the crooked mouse, the crooked cat catching the crooked mouse. I would say the crooked mouse being Effie. And then his crooked little house, his house in the hurricane. So I do like how they did that. I thought that that was actually really creepy, really fun, and a very interesting take on the character, considering that I haven't really seen really good comic book takes on such a very creepy character, and y'all decided to take the very, very creepy route. I love it. And also, apparently, there is a movie about this character coming out this month, September 27th. It is Hellboy the Crooked Man, which is basically what this story is based on. So, that's interesting. I literally just found it out as I was looking this character up. So all in all, I actually really do like this character, and I can only hope that they do an interesting job in the movie. I will actually let you guys know at some point in time. I might even do a review for it on Kayori's Corner, which is my movie review channel. So we'll see, or it'll be on TikTok if it's not all that good. So that is it for this character, and I will see you guys at your next checkup.
Upon a crooked stile, he bought a crooked cat, which bought a crooked